Can you first start by letting me know who you are and your role in this conference and in IPv6 and Internet of Things?
Yeah, I'm Carsten Bormann. I'm working in the IETF on standardizing the Internet of Things. When I'm not doing that, I'm a honorary professor at the University of Bremen and teaching students about security technologies and embedded devices.
And what was your presentation about this morning?
I gave a quick tour about the standardization activities we have in the IETF for the Internet of Things.
And you covered in a number of different areas, did you?
Yeah, this goes from the adaptation layers, where we put radios below IP and make sure IP works over those various radios. This goes over routing protocols that we use for connecting all this and automatically finding routes, and towards application protocols and security mechanisms that we use.
From looking at, going all the way from layer 1 to 7, where do you think where is the bottleneck right now, at least from a technical point of view, or is there one from a technical point of view to allow the Internet of Things to grow more rapidly, or to, not get in the way of innovation? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, there are several bottlenecks. I don't think there is a single one. First of all, it would be nice if we wouldn't have to talk about transition technologies all the time. So my talk just made the premise, it's done. We have IPv6. Somebody took care of that. Okay. It's much easier to think about things this way. And it also will lead to cheaper devices because they don't have to incorporate all those transition technologies. And the other piece of work that we have to do is make these devices just work out of the box. So things that we take for granted in for instance, DSL modems like DHCP that allow automatic configuration, we still have to define those for the Internet of Things. So right now, most rollouts are actually managed rollouts, which are carefully planned and where people do configure things and so on. That already works wonderfully. But we have to do the next step and get things configured themselves and get all the security mechanisms in particular in place automatically.
So like plug and play, removing the integration component perhaps.
Yeah, I'm always careful with the word plug and play because that's almost a trademark, right. But that's the idea. Okay. And we don't plug.
You don't what?
We don't plug because it's all wireless.
Ah, right, of course, yeah. So what do you do then if it's not? You just place and play, maybe? I don't know. Now, let's say that I'm an Internet of Things developer. I'm coming up with an application. I need to deal with the networking layer, obviously. Well, what's your advice for me as a developer and considering the different options in front of me?
Well, that advice is going to change. So right now, my advice would be do something based on IPv4 because it's gonna sell in the next couple of years or so. But like Dave Taylor showed this morning, you can still do this in a way that keeps your application clear of all those transition aspects, and you can write your application based on IPv6 already. And then at some point, all this transitional gear will just fall off, and you can work in your pure IPv6 world. Now, with respect to application technologies, there's a lot to choose from. There is HTTP, which is good for the slightly more complex, more expensive devices. There is XMPP, which is an interesting application technology, and which is, for instance, used in some industrial applications. And there is something new called CoAP, which is optimized for very simple devices. So in particular, devices that you expect to roll out in large numbers, sensors that just go about everywhere, into every parking lot and things like that. Those are most likely going to use CoAP.